What if the most capable off-road machine ever built decided it didn't want to stay a pure off-roader anymore, and instead evolved into something far more versatile? Because that's exactly what's happening here. This is the 2026 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon Pickup. And at first glance, it might just look like a Wrangler with a truck bed. But if you stay with me, you'll realize this isn't just a new variant. It's a shift in what a hardcore off-road vehicle is supposed to be. Welcome back to Luxury Cars Analysis, where we don't just talk about cars, we break down what they actually mean. And this one is more important than it looks. Because the off-road truck segment has quietly become a battlefield. You've got machines like the Ford F-150 Raptor pushing extreme performance, and trucks like the Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro balancing durability with everyday usability. But Jeep has always played a different game. They don't build trucks to dominate highways. They build them to go where roads don't exist. And now, with the Rubicon Pickup, they're trying to do both. Let's start with what you see. Because design here isn't just about looks, it's about purpose. The front end carries that instantly recognizable Wrangler identity. The 7-slot grille, the upright stance, the round LED headlights, it's all still here. But look closer, and you start noticing the evolution. The proportions feel wider, more planted. The bumper is more aggressive, not for style, but for function, designed to handle real obstacles, not just parking curbs. And then there's the pickup bed. This is where the transformation happens. Because adding a bed to something like a Wrangler isn't just a design change, it changes how you use the vehicle entirely. Suddenly, this isn't just something you take off-road for fun. It becomes something you can live with. Camping gear, tools, weekend projects. It all fits into a vehicle that still feels like it could climb a mountain without thinking twice. The stance tells the same story. High ground clearance, massive all-terrain tires, exposed hardware. Nothing here is pretending to be rugged. It just is. Now step inside, and this is where things start to shift in a way most people won't expect. Because traditionally, Wranglers have never been about luxury. They've been about experience. Raw, mechanical, connected. But this time, Jeep is changing that balance. The interior feels significantly more refined. Large digital displays sit cleanly across the dashboard, giving you everything from navigation to off-road data in a way that feels modern without being overwhelming. And that's important, because this vehicle isn't just built for trails anymore. It's built for everyday life. Materials have improved. Soft-touch surfaces, metal accents, and a layout that feels intentional rather than purely functional. Even the seats, supportive, heated, ventilated, are designed for long drives, not just short bursts of adventure. But here's what matters more than any screen or material. Jeep didn't remove the physical experience. You still get real buttons, real controls, real feedback. Because when you're off-road, when the terrain gets unpredictable, you don't want to be searching through menus. You want control. Instantly. And that decision says a lot about what this vehicle is trying to be. Now let's talk about performance, because this is where the Rubicon name carries real weight. Under the hood, you're looking at multiple engine options, but the focus isn't just power. It's usability. A V6 setup delivers reliable, consistent performance, while a turbocharged option adds that extra layer of torque when you need it most. But numbers don't tell the full story here. Because what defines this truck isn't how fast it is. It's where it can go. The Rubicon trim brings serious off-road hardware, locking differentials, advanced 4x4 systems, high-articulation suspension, all working together in a way that feels almost effortless. Rocks, mud, sand. This isn't a challenge for the Rubicon Pickup. It's just another surface. And here's the interesting part. Even with all that capability, it doesn't feel out of place on the road. That's the balance Jeep is chasing here. A vehicle that can take you deep into the wilderness and still feel comfortable driving back into the city. Technology supports that idea too. Driver assistance systems, off-road navigation, terrain monitoring, everything is designed to assist, not distract. And with modern connectivity and over-the-air updates, this isn't a static machine. It evolves over time. Now let's bring this into reality for a moment. Pricing is expected to sit somewhere in the mid-range of performance trucks. Not cheap, but not out of reach either. And when you compare it to something like the Raptor, it offers a very different kind of value. The Raptor is about speed and dominance. This is about capability and identity, ownership costs. Slightly higher if you actually use it the way it's meant to be used. Fuel economy isn't going to impress anyone. Maintenance can add up, especially if you push it off-road regularly. But that's not really the point of this vehicle. So the real question becomes, who is this for? This isn't for someone who just wants a truck. It's for someone who wants a vehicle that feels like an extension of their lifestyle. Someone who values freedom over efficiency, capability over comfort, but still wants a bit of both. It's for the person who doesn't just drive to places. They go beyond them. And that's why this truck matters. Because in a market where most vehicles are trying to become more similar, more refined, more digital, more predictable, the 2026 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon Pickup chooses to stay true to something different. It evolves, but it doesn't lose its identity. And that's rare. So now I want to hear from you. Would you take something like this over a high-performance truck like the Raptor? Or do you think Jeep should have kept the Wrangler purely off-road focused? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this kind of deeper, more thoughtful breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe to Luxury Cars Analysis, and I'll see you in the next one.